Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. I want to start a journey where we can just talk about things, confidently. That we start this journey together because we live in a world that is very loud and constantly demanding attention. You'll realize the intense environment that just isn't your workspace. And it's definitely not a busy street. And it's not even the chaos of a news cycle. It's the space between your ears. Let's talk about a moment that we all know too well. Say it's 11:30 at night, or maybe it's 5 o'clock in the morning. The room is perfectly still. The house is completely quiet, but inside your mind is a single whisper that echoes. Maybe it's sudden, or a heavy wave of anxiety, maybe about the future, or maybe it's an old memory of a mistake that you made years ago, dragging a cloud of shame along with it. Or maybe it's a quiet whisper that tells you you are not enough. In those moments, it doesn't feel like a casual thought. It feels like an assault. It feels like a coordinated attack to your peace, your dignity, and your sense of worth. When we hear the phrase spiritual warfare, our minds begin to jump. We think of battles, right? Dramatic encounters or external storms. It is a battle of ideas, a battle of whispers, and a battle of identity. If the enemy can control what you believe you are and about God, the rest of your life will follow. Because what happens is your life moves in the direction of your strongest thoughts. Your mind is not an open field for any passing lie to trample over. It is a fortress. And today we are going to look at ancient scripture blueprints for how to guard that fortress. To understand how to protect our minds, we have to look at the map, and that map is placed in our hands, which is the scripture. Okay, so I'm gonna look in my phone real quick. There's a profound passage written by Apostle Paul in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3-5. And I want you to read this with me carefully. Paul writes, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh. For the weapons of warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God for pulling down strongholds, casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ." Okay, let's unpack what we just read. So Paul is being very specific here. When he talks about strongholds, he isn't talking about poetic metaphors. It was walled fortress made of stone. It was built with deep foundation, specifically designed to withstand siege, to protect the people inside and keeping the enemies out. But notice when Paul says these strongholds exist for us, they are not physical walls. They are mental fortress. And a spiritual stronghold is a pattern of thinking, networks of arguments that we have fed and allowed to dwell in our minds for so long that we think that it's true. And look at the strategy that Paul gives us to combat this. He says that we are to bring every thought into captivity. In the original Greek language, these words are military terms. It literally means to arrest an intruder at gunpoint or spear point. It means to halt them at the gate and demands to see their identification, then to refuse them to let them pass. Scripture shows us again and again that thoughts are not neutral. They have an agenda. Every single thought that enters your mind is trying to build something. It's either trying to build an architect of peace, or it's an intruder trying to tear down your senses that is aligned with God. How do we take this theology and live it out into our lives daily? I want to give you 3 practical tools that you can use every day. When a thought comes into your head, question it. Where did you come from? And do you align with what God says, who I am, and my value? You have to acknowledge it. Call it what it is. and refuse to let it sit at the table of your mind. A fortress cannot be defended if main gates are left wide open to anyone who walks by. Every single day, we are consuming things that either reinforce our spiritual lives or weakens them. We have to be intentional with what we allow in our mind. Try implementing 30 minutes of your morning. For the first 30 minutes of your morning and the last 30 minutes before you sleep, close the gates from the outside. No scrolling, no news, no comparison on social media. Fill those spaces with prayer. Or if you want to make it more intentional, a nice stretch in the morning, how you put worship music on to allow God first in your mind before you start your morning, before you go to bed. Give your mind a clean, quiet environment to anchor itself before the day demands your energy. Guarding your mind isn't about being perfect, because we live in a broken world and we all know that the whispers will come. It's about knowing that you serve a living God who has already won the ultimate battle. Your peace is worth defending.